for the one and only mustache man. Mullet haver. Are you guys ready to watch this video with me? It's called The Worst Anti-Woke YouTube Channel. And it is a Noah Samsen video, and I'm excited to watch it. I didn't watch it, okay? I didn't pre-watch. I didn't do anything. But I'm ready to watch it. You're so cute. Okay, I'm done harassing my cat.
Pro Max here for another video on youtube.com. Today we're going to be looking at a video from the anti-woke YouTube channel Think Before You Sleep. I use anti-woke.
No, not this channel, no.
In a general sense, it's kind of anti-feminist, anti-SJW sort of stuff. This video, called How Woke Propaganda Works, is a reaction video to a video from Novara Media, and it's hosted by Ash Sarkar. I'm just going to play his video, which plays her video and his reaction, and then I'm going to talk about what we're seeing. It's going to be slow, it's going to be clunky and chunky, but we're going to have fun with it, and we love it. Thank you. Let's go.
Lately, I've been seeing this thing pop up on social media.
We are going to talk about how you can become a traditional wife.
Some younger millennials and Zoomers have decided to embrace living la vida casserole, dedicating themselves to cooking, cleaning, and child rearing while their husbands or boyfriends, I don't know, chop firewood or go to their job in human resources. This isn't just about personal choice or individual preferences. It's advancing a right-wing political ideology and dressing it up as a lifestyle.
Oh no, women doing housework, child rearing, right wing, traditional. What has this world come to? This is terrible. Somebody please save us from this deeply misogynistic movement where women are choosing to stay home instead of working a job.
Ow. So that's what this video is like. Random stock image, smug, whiny commentary that takes the first 20 seconds of the introduction to a video and does a little bit of a straw man, summarizing the trad wife social media phenomenon as women choosing to stay home and work.
Deeply misogynistic movement where women are choosing to stay home instead of working a job.
It's a classic example of a straw man. However, I think we can grant some leniency because it's a sarcastic kind of like preaching to the choir that already gets what I'm saying sort of thing. So let's just keep watching and check it out.
Why is this important? 3 things. These women are often really young, in their 20s, and they're preaching the values of submitting to a husband to an audience of other young women.
Gee, as opposed to what the mainstream left is promoting to young children during family-friendly events? Also, why is submitting to a partner bad if
Sorry, the cat had like a little bump on his skin, and I think it's just like a cat pimple. It didn't look like a flea or anything. So I think he might just have a little bit of irritation. He's okay. Dude, I fucking hate this guy. I fucking not Noah. I fucking hate Noah. No. I fucking hate what's it called? The guy who runs the original channel, Think Before You Sleep. I hate him so much. He is the most annoying fucking voice on the planet. He's just like, he's got bad vibes. Motherfucker is ugly, dude.
done so by choice?
This video has 300,000 views, and the channel has 700,000 subscribers, and this is the level of commentary. Pure, raw, unfiltered whataboutism, straight from the source. He is here referencing the right-wing propaganda movement to frame things like Drag Queen Story Hour as being inherently predatory towards children, and turning them trans, hitting them with the trans ray. Part of the problem here is that the audience for this kind of video is so fully bought into right-wing propaganda that an assertion like that can just go fully unchallenged. They listen to Ben Shapiro, they follow libs of TikTok, they see the constant misrepresentation of drag queens and trans people, grouping those together because they like to just sort of group them together, and how RuPaul is coming to your house to break through your window to hit your child over the head with a hardcover copy of The Giving Tree. It's very scary.
This is always the thing that confuses the shit out of me when people are like, the mainstream news is constantly teaching your children how to be woke. And I'm just trying to push back on it. And it's like, dude, have you seen mainstream media coverage of shit? Have you seen it? Have you seen what people watch on YouTube? Have you seen what people watch on TikTok? Like, dude, I promise you, my favorite thing to say every time is that Fox News, Tucker Carlson was the highest, most viewed show on cable news. He was, in terms of in terms of news, most viewed. How is that a minority thing? How is that like we're the mainstream media is telling you to be a leftist? When Fox News is the biggest news channel. So I was hit with the trans ray, yeah.
And very real stuff that's going on.
Also, why is submitting to a partner bad if it's done so by choice? You just said a thing with a negative tone without explaining why it's wrong. Particularly when one of the most common things women ask for in a relationship is leadership from men.
Source?
Can I get a source, please? Did his voice get worse? Did it get worse?
Can we get a source? Me, when I pull an idea out of thin air, the most commonly cited thing that women want is for me to go to bed at my bedtime. The woman is my mom, and she represents the thoughts and feelings of women across the globe. Also, he's like, you're using this negative tone without explaining why it's wrong. You're 40 seconds into the video. The video hasn't started. This is the introduction. The points are being listed out, and then they're gonna go in detail if you watch the video. All you gotta do is watch the video. But this person is allergic to pre-watching, which we love on this channel. We love it.
His voice has a stacking debuff effect, so it seems worse the longer you listen to it. His voice is actually unbearable. Bro, I got 6 stacks of this debuff, man. I'm really feeling it now, Mr. Krabs. It's a dot, too. No!
When they're contradicted later, and then they just don't even bring it up. But maybe he's a mind reader. Let's watch.
The tradwife trend doesn't exist in isolation. It's linked to deeply regressive political and social movements such as Christian and white nationalism and anti-feminism.
Well, we knew they couldn't make it the whole video without calling someone far right. Ignoring the fact that I bet if you actually surveyed the women who run these tradwife channels, none of them listen to Nick Fuentes.
Me when I make stuff.
Me when I lie. Me when I lie.
I love the way
Hack food, think with 2 months.
he does that. I bet if you asked these people this thing, they'd say what I think, because that's how statistics work.
Connections can also be more explicit. One mumfluencer called Wife with a Purpose issued a white baby challenge, calling on women to have as many white babies as possible. This is an idea central to neo-Nazism.
I love how showing a Christian nationalist and then a white nationalist is just calling people far right with no basis. They are those things. They are self-proclaimed. You can see it in the it's look at the shirt. Listen to Nick Fuentes anytime he's talking. That's what he is.
Also, imagine saying that like the idea that we need to have more white babies isn't a far right concept. Like, dude, okay, can we please just go over this for like the last time? This better be the last time. Racists, you better stop it after this. Caring about the race of your child is the weirdest thing on the planet. It's really weird. Why does that matter? Why does that matter? Okay, wait. I have to include a disclaimer. Unless you explicitly don't want a French Canadian child, in which case, you know what? Me too, honestly, because I would be scared I would have an XQC and then I wouldn't know what the fuck to do with myself. But that's okay. That's fine. That's okay. Everyone else in any other way, okay, like at that point, like, why does the race matter? Why does it matter, man? Oh my God. As a Canadian, that thought also terrifies me.
It's okay to just like live in reality, you know?
Hitler was a pedophile and kind of a pagan. It's like, well, he was also really fucking cool.
We knew they couldn't make it the whole video without calling someone far right.
He also just once again puts words in her mouth. She didn't say that the women that run these tradwife accounts listen to Nick Fuentes. She said something different than that, which you can run it back and listen if you want, but it wasn't that.
Also, how are
she said that the tradwife movement is linked to the far right movement, which is true. It's literally true. I mean, she literally showed an example of like a social media influencer whose whole thing is to promote like tradwifery. And she explicitly says, let's have a white baby challenge. How many white babies can you have? Like, hello? That's pretty fucking racist, man. I don't know. We should make memes about how silly racism is, then they will stop, surely. Hold up. My meme game will solve racism, okay? I just need to show funny memes.
Christians regressive. I mean, Muslims have traditional values. Are they regressive too? It's weird that only one religion was mentioned during the...
First of all, yes, even people who live in Muslim countries will talk about how the politics there are regressive. There's not, like, what is this weird side tangential nonsense bullshit, okay? Second of all, the reason why it's being covered is because America does not have a Muslim problem. America has a white nationalists killing tens of people in malls problem. We don't have to talk about Muslim politics being regressive because guess what? That's not an issue that we are currently immediately dealing with here. So color me shocked when an American wants to talk about issues related to Americans. Crazy.
Entire video. But again, you're just saying things are bad with no reason why.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I had to put on a coat because, you know, sometimes you're just a chilly boy. He asked the question here, how are Christians regressive? But that's not what she said. She said that Christian nationalism and anti-feminism are regressive, and those aren't the same thing as Christianity. It's really nice that when he's done making what he thinks is a point, he says, also, really makes it easy to debunk each thing he says because they're separated, nice and easy. Bringing up the fact that Ash is a Muslim and finger-wagging, well, actually, to an argument she never made. It's goofy behavior, that's what I would call it, goofy behavior. Preaching to the choir behavior, because they don't care. They aren't intellectually logged in, they are getting mad. This video is making them mad, it's supposed to make them mad, and it's succeeding. It is 99% likes.
It's part of a wider shift of young people being dissatisfied with neoliberalism and wanting social change.
I have no idea what she just said, so I'm going to go by what the red highlighted text says.
I'm uneducated, and I'm making that...
You can't make this shit up, man. You can't make this shit up. Why would you put that in the video? Look, okay, listen. I am so generous to streamers because I know how hard a live format is. Like, sometimes you can't think of an immediate, funny, quirky response. Sometimes your brain, like, doesn't work. But if you're making a YouTube video, you know you can edit out the part where you sound like a complete fucking moron, right? Right?
Your problem. I remember there's some old anti-SJW videos that did this same thing.
So, like most people who grew up immersed in the neoliberal ideology of the West.
What? Neoliberal ideology of the West. Let's just break that one down for a moment, shall we? Neo, meaning new. Liberal, the idea that the world should be governed on a principle of liberty and equality for all people. And this is supposed to somehow be a bad thing to think.
Loudly proclaiming that you don't know
I have no words. I have no words. I have no words. Neo like the Matrix.
what a word means. It's supposed to be like a comedic thing, like, oh, the woke left is going so far with their terms, they're just making words up. When neoliberalism is really a politics 101 concept, at least understanding the basics of the term and what she's trying to say here. It's not a simple concept, but acting like it's a new thing it's silly. You know, it's silly.
I have no idea what she just said, so I'm going to go by what the red highlighted text says. A misguided expression of the desire for social change. Again, just one little example of what you're talking about to show why the trend is bad. I understand that this is like an outline of your speech, but at least give me a teaser so if I only watch the intro, I know why this is bad, as opposed to only knowing that this is bad.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, he admitted. He's just admitting it. This is responsible content creation 101. It's one thing if you're a viewer and you need a little bit more context in the introduction to a video, but you're a content creator making a critique. You are critiquing the ideas here, you disagree with them, and you are so lazy that you can't just watch the video first. That's all you have to do. Let's watch the video first. I need a little treat, a little teaser before I can decide if I want to eat the meal.
Surely between calling your opponents far-right extremists and all that expensive and fancy editing, you can afford to do that. But maybe it's not the purpose of a media outlet that clearly bleeds money to be honest about their portrayal of info.
Guys,
and when I say
collecting the debuff stacks again. Stop, please.
Bleeds money, I mean that this 300k sub channel called Novara Media has trouble hitting 50k views on an average video, yet somehow is able to afford a staff of multiple pundits, editors, expensive equipment, and a studio. With all these expenses, there is no way this channel makes money, so clearly someone is paying for this information to be spread.
This is where a fun conspiracy begins. He speculates that this channel must be bleeding money, while not mentioning the fact that they have thousands of donors and paying subscribers outside of YouTube. He mentions it later, but you know, that's why this claim that they're bleeding money is speculative at best and dishonest at worst. Also, to be clear, this is a media organization that is building a YouTube presence, and just because that YouTube presence has yet to become profitable on its own, somehow...
Okay, I'm so happy someone else brought it up because I didn't want to be the only person that said it, but his voice reminds me of the Burger King foot lettuce guy as well. I don't know if you guys agree. Number 15, Burger King foot lettuce. Also, Just Lucas, thank you so much for the gift sub. Thank you.
Means that there must be secret people behind the scenes pulling the strings. This gets really good though here.
What is Novara Media? Who is this presenter, Ash Sarkar? Well, I found this video of her on Piers Morgan where she says this.
I'm literally a communist.
That's not a shock. But what is a shock is that you can buy jewelry of that quote or t-shirts that say marks on them on the Novara Media website shop, which is very capitalist of them.
Communism is when no necklace. Motherfucker sounds like Squidward. Capitalism is when you do what I like, and communism is when you do what I don't like. Okay. Capitalism is when you have jewelry.
Wait, did that jewelry page say topple and burn? Yep, it did. You can't make this stuff up. A group of communists literally partnered with a company called Topple and Burn, which really just signifies the sort of violent behavior that communists are known for. This stuff is just right in your face.
You know, he's actually got a point here. Topple and burn is a pretty dangerous dog whistle. Some of you may recall the January 6th protesters decked out in their merch. As soon as you put on the necklace, it makes you storm the White House. It's true. Many are saying this.
Anyway, then I stumbled across their Support Us page where it says, defy billionaire-backed media and back truly independent journalism. I wish I recorded my initial...
Don't you know, famously, capitalists never do violence. It's true. Historically, communists do all the violence and capitalists do none of the violence. They've never done any violence, actually. It's true.
Laughter while reading this because I work in this industry and there is no way that they could afford this staff with a small YouTube channel and independent donors.
Okay. I work in this industry. You have a YouTube channel, man. You have a YouTube channel. Anyone with a blog is just working in the industry now. And look, I get that he's trying to say he has a YouTube channel. It's successful. He understands the rough breakdown of ad revenue and things like that. Still very funny to call having a YouTube channel working in the industry. The industry he doesn't work in, though, is the journalism industry, the one that takes into account the donors.
Capitalists.
No.
Manco.
They're anarchists, actually. Aren't you an anarchist? Yes, you are.
And speculates on another channel's earnings. Pocket watching. This is called pocket watching. I'm gonna skip ahead after this part because he's just doing a thing where he's just like being kind of mean, I guess.
Novara Media wants you to know that they know what the cool kids are into.
Mainstream media. Mainstream media sucks.
It literally is.
Amazing dance moves, Ash.
Why are you shitting on Ash's dance move? She's just having a good
What the fuck? Bro, I don't know if you're allowed to shit on other people's dance moves when you sound like that, okay?
time in that video.
Why not make fun of them for being British?
you think before you sleep to post a video of you dancing and see how people on the internet talk about you. Just saying. He uploads a stock image of Aruba bouncing up and down or something. What? I'm literally one of the images. I'm dancing. This is me dancing.
Now let's go over the numbers. Novara Media boasts that they, at the time of the video, had 200,000 subs and 2.5 million monthly views, which sounds like a lot, but it's not nearly enough to accrue 6,000 donors. I don't know any 200K subscriber channels with anywhere near that number of donors. I get like double their monthly views. I have promoted donations in the past on many videos, and I don't even have 200 monthly supporters between Patreon and Subscribestar.
This one's so good. This one's so good.
L posting L. Publicly owning myself despite how much I say I hate communism. No one actually gives me money, no. Like, dude, like, literally look at any leftist content creator. Their Patreoners always bust and they're like, thank you to all my patrons. And then the video is like 10 minutes of patrons.
Completely failed at building a Patreon audience, so everyone must also do that. Again, the logic here is just bonkers. The reason I'd imagine no one wants to sub to his Patreon is because he's not a particularly entertaining or talented creator. He just shovels the right-wing slop into the audience's mouths. This is modern-day Fox News. They sit there and they watch. They get mad at the source material because it's being misrepresented, of course. And then they go on about their days. Paying extra to hear more of this guy's voice? No thanks. None for me, thanks. I thank you, but none for me, thanks.
And I don't even have 200 monthly supporters between Patreon and Subscribestar. So who gave them the exposure to get thousands of donors? You would need monthly views at least in the tens of millions to get that.
Go right now to any of the top pages on Patreon. Think before you sleep. I'm talking to you. Maybe you'll respond to this, maybe you won't, but if you're watching my video, go to the thing and look at the viewership. They don't need 10 million. They don't even need 1 million. It's just, you need to just have a good content and a good relationship with the audience. It's harder for you because you do propaganda and they don't care about you. They care about getting mad. That's it. Okay, this is where the real expose begins. Here we go. This is good.
Here's where things get more interesting. I went to this website here and found that Novara Media partners with a group called the Media Fund, who also partners with a group called Open Democracy. Open Democracy receives money from the Ford Foundation, and it also received hundreds of thousands of dollars in 2021 from the Open Society Foundations.
Notice what just happened there. He just jumped from one thing to the next thing to the next thing without proving a real connection. Novara Media partners with the Media Fund. The Media Fund partners with Open Democracy. Notice Novara Media doesn't partner with Open Democracy. It's a guilt by association. There's an intermediary party.
Some of you tinfoilers might already know who runs the Open Society Foundations, but for those
George
of you who don't,
Soros.
Let's go to their website. Oh look, it's billionaire George Soros. I swear when you study this stuff enough, it feels like all paths eventually lead to George Soros.
Okay.
Bro, I'm literally, sadly, unfortunately, like, what, 2 steps removed from Kanye West, bro. You can make a connection to anything, to anyone. Like, hello? Because you just need to know one person who knows one person who knows one person, and then that's it.
Okay, that's weird comment there. But again, Novara Media is not funded by George Soros. This is full speculation and guilt by association dressed up as investigative journalism. It's horrible. It's hilariously bad.
We're free for all to access, free from ad partnerships, free from paywalls, and free from the influence of the super rich.
The founder of Novara Media, this guy here, Aaron Bastani, has also written for the George Soros-funded Open Democracy, and Novara Media did a podcast with Open Democracy's founder as well. So who exactly is funding you again?
My favorite tech YouTuber did an interview with Bill Gates, and ever since then, it's all woke 5G vaccine propaganda. Again, trying to prove a link by association. So snarky and smug, and all just so obviously wrong and reaching.
Also, according to The Guardian, this group called the Media Fund that Novara Media is a part of has all sorts of regulations, which means not only do they probably have billionaire donors, but they also have a politically driven regulatory organization that they have to adhere to.
The National Union of Journalists...
What? This just says that they have to demonstrate a commitment to factual and accurate reporting. What? The standard that he's upset at is that okay.
Code of conduct, which is to demonstrate a commitment to factual and accurate reporting, and within a year of joining, become fully unionized workplaces. It does say new partners must be approved by existing partners, suggesting that right-wing outlets are unlikely to be selected. But again, does that prove an agenda? No, it doesn't. It shows a general trend of the types of publications that get selected, but the wokeism comes before that selection. They're already woke. There's no one telling them to be woke. Again, I'm using woke in the way they understand it. To them, it means left-wing, liberal, anything over there. That's what it means. Shout out to little Joel.
Hey, booby champs.
Okay, so now we're moving forward to the meat and potatoes here, which is the claim about propaganda. The first claim being it's full of straw man arguments. This video from Ash Sarkar. Let's set aside the fact that the video so far has had billions of straw man arguments and just see what he's got to say.
More importantly, though, and now that we know who's behind this company, this tradwife video from Novara Media is an excellent example of using heavy amounts of propaganda to get you to believe a certain narrative without any actual evidence that what they are saying is true. So let's get back to Ash Sarkar and discuss how the propaganda works by first showing you how they only use one-sided straw man arguments.
Like with the example of finances, the idea of submission is that by giving up her independence, autonomy, and power, a woman will be taken care of by a good and godly man. She serves him, he serves Christ, but only one person is scrubbing out the toilet.
Okay, and only one person is dealing with an asshole boss. Only one person is repairing the stuff that breaks. Only one person is lifting the heavy stuff. Seriously, these feminists love to forget all the traditional male house chores, while at the same time being incredibly demeaning and insulting.
Ah, yes, because you fix things as frequently as you have to clean the floor and do the dishes. Yes, everybody knows things break every single day, and men are constantly having to fix things every single day. It's true, actually. It's actually factually correct, yeah.
To men in their portrayals.
You know, the reason Ash describes what
I'm so sorry that you're here for this, Scootish. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
male's role is here as just serving Christ is that historically there is an imbalance. The idea that these traditional gender roles are a one-to-one exchange is false. That's why feminists historically have fought for what they've fought for. It's really pedantic to take Ash's outline of this idea and declare it a straw man when it's not even the argument. You're just taking everything she says and breaking it down like it's too much. It's bad. It's dishonest. Like, listen to the next part.
The influence of fundamentalist religion extends far beyond whatever private arrangements a couple may have as part of a household. Tradwife culture is dominated by aggressively anti-abortion, anti-birth control, and anti-sex view.
That's the problem, right? Because people who are... No one is taking issue with the stay-at-home moms or stay-at-home girlfriends or anything that are just doing that, and that's what they do. You know, like that's fine because their principle is still feminist in nature. It's, hey, I personally have a relationship that works for me, and my partner goes out, my husband goes out and works a job and does this, and in exchange, I like to do the household chores, I like to maintain a household, I want to take care of the kids, I want to do those things, right? No one is taking issue with that because that's your individual choice to do whatever you want, and that's your right. That is your right as a human being to do whatever makes you happy and do whatever works for you. The problem is that every single one of these fucking TikTok tradwives are like, things I hate about feminism. 1, women being able to choose what they want to do. It's like, wow, dude. Why can't you just like cooking and cleaning? Why do you have to care about what other women are doing? That's so weird, bro.
At the start of the video, he makes the point that Ash is declaring traditional gender roles as inherently misogynistic.
Somebody please save us from this deeply misogynistic movement where women are choosing to stay home instead of working a job.
But here she is very clearly refuting that notion.
And look, I'm not saying there's anything inherently degrading about being a mum or making nice meals. I like cooking elaborate dinners. For that matter, my boyfriend does too.
Why didn't he delete that part from the beginning of the video? Because he does not care about being honest. That's not the point here. The point here is shovel, 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 shovel.
I like cooking elaborate dinners. For that matter, my boyfriend does too.
Now you might say it's just a coincidence that she talks about how she can make complex meals while making her boyfriend look stupid. Surely they aren't intentionally trying to make men look bad here.
Okay.
I'm going to say something. This might be too far, okay? If you watched that clip and came to that conclusion, you are suffering from extreme insecurity. That is unbelievable snowflake behavior. Because any normal person who saw that would have been like, haha, it's funny, the guy is putting the whisk in his mouth. If you watch that and we're like, it's very interesting that they're trying to make men look incompetent. Why are they doing this? Isn't that weird that she said she can make a complex boyfriend, but and do meal and he can't? It's like, it's not even her boyfriend, by the way. It's just a British meme. That is so sad. That's so sad. God.
This is where we get to the sort of incel vibes from this guy. She plays a clip of him, you know, being silly with the whisker. And he's like, you're making him look so stupid. How could you do this? He must be so embarrassed that his girl is making him look like a cuck. But it's like, bro, it's a silly clip. It's a silly clip. An example of him making an elaborate dinner and being a little silly while he does it. How is that her making him look bad? It's just funny. Super triggered and sensitive at the slightest hint that a guy is being poked fun at. And he's not even being poked fun at. They're dating. It's fine. It's funny. Chill the fuck out.
Though the idea of women being confined to the home while men do things like go outside and work isn't exactly new.
Is there any comparative description here that doesn't attempt to make men look like crap? Women are confined to the home while men can just do whatever they want. Maybe they...
Wait, but that's bad. Wait, what? That doesn't make men look bad. That just makes society look bad. That is bad. It's bad that one group of people is forced to do something. People should be able to do whatever they want that other people are allowed to do. I know that's crazy. What a concept. Oh my God.
They go outside and work, or maybe they won't. This video has BuzzFeed levels of self-awareness.
She didn't say men can do whatever they want. She said men are working. Somehow he has managed to get lazier than he already was by just completely not listening to a 5-second clip. It's a 5-second clip, man.
You could easily flip this and say that men are forced to do the will of a boss all day while a woman gets to stay home watching soap operas and doing whatever she wants.
Men going outside and going to work, which is what she said,
while men do things like go outside and work,
is in the inverse summarized as women staying home and watching soap operas all day.
I bet if women actually gave men a choice to stay at home versus work for some boss they don't like or for rude customers, a giant portion of them would gladly not go to work.
So here he's being an accidental feminist by promoting the concept of a stay-at-home dad. The anti-feminist framing is, being a stay-at-home mom is better for you, actually. It's easier and better for you, and you like it. When the feminist framing is, you can be a stay-at-home mom, we have no problem with that. All we're saying is that you should have the right and autonomy to choose. Very simple, very simple.
Oftentimes I hear, and keep in mind this isn't data or anything, this is just anecdotal, could have a lot to do with the selection bias and the people who wind up in my office. But that it's kind of completely acceptable to a lot of my male patients that they have a partner that doesn't earn money and that a homemaker is like a laudable position. But women that I have as patients don't really feel the same way. They're actually very few.
Random clip of Dr. K, which he prefaces by saying this is anecdotal.
Keep in mind this isn't data or anything, this is just anecdotal.
Love that. Love that. This guy hates data. He hates it. Just listen to how much
I love Dr. K. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Oh, thanks, RS Mika. I hope you enjoy your time.
He hates it. Listen to what he says next.
They're actually very few.
Yes, as far as I can see, including the many examples of women's testimony that I provided on this channel, the reason that house husbands are almost non-existent is because women generally don't want a man who stays home. They want a guy who makes more money than they do, whether they are politically on the left or the right. This is all compounded by another one-sided feminist lie, which is that housework is unpaid.
As far as I can see, including the many...
Even in the Dr. K clip, Dr. K doesn't even say that his patients want men that make more money. That's not even what was said. Dr. K said that I have people, a lot of men, who say that they don't mind if the woman in their life doesn't make money. But women generally don't feel that way. They still want to date someone who has a job. That he didn't even Dr. K's anecdotal statement didn't even say that women want to date someone that makes more money. Like, this is incredible. That's crazy. And you want to know what? I'm going to say something, okay? I think that that's a valid thing. I think it's valid to want to date someone who has a job. And I'm going to go into this in like just a little bit more depth, but I do want to just, I guess, like preface that we live in a society, okay? People are impacted and influenced by society. And generally speaking, society doesn't shame men for dating someone who doesn't have a job. Society shames women who date men who don't have a job. Okay? And societal factors are such hardcore pushers of people's behavior. Second of all, more accurately, or like within the context of like, what is this? Oh, within the context of like reality. I don't even know what word I'm looking for. Women, even in relationships, even in dual income households, women still do the majority of the housework. In fact, statistical evidence suggests that when men lose their jobs or men make less money and women are the primary breadwinners, they start to do even more housework. And psychologists guess that the reason why is because there is this need to perform femininity and masculinity. So when men lose their jobs, they feel like they've lost the thing that makes them the man of the household. And then they wouldn't want to start cleaning because now that's even more emasculating. But when women are making more money and they are the breadwinners, society is basically saying that's not very woman-like of you. That's not very ladylike of you. So they try and overcompensate by doing more housework. I think it's completely fine that if you live in a society where women are expected to do more housework and they do, like there's no question about it. And then being like, okay, well, if I have to bite the bullet on this and I'm a straight woman and I need to date men, I want to find someone who actually is like capable of being a functioning member of society and maintaining a job or whatever, right? Wanting a partner that's financially stable, but men are less selective about this, IMO. There's performative masculinity. Yeah, to be like a provider. Exactly. Like, this is just silly. It's so silly. The reasoning behind that, IMO, would be that, well, women don't want to have to keep the big character. Like, okay, so I also want to say, like, anecdotally, this is just my opinion anecdotally. Every single woman I know has this requirement of like, you need to be capable of being a functioning person, because more than half the women I have met have ended up with like straight up deadbeat partners. The number of women I know who have been in like 3, 4, 5-year committed relationships where their boyfriend just decides, I'm done doing anything, is way too high. Way too many women I've met have been like this. Like, I will never forget, I had a friend of mine and she was in a relationship with someone for over 5 years. Okay? She had mentally checked out. And this guy refused to go to school, refused to go to work, refused to do any cooking, any cleaning, refused to do any amount of housework, and also refused to do any amount of like intimacy. And I'm not saying like, oh, you have to give sex to your partner no matter what once you're dating. Like, I'm talking about like having a nice candle dinner. I'm talking about cuddling. I'm talking about watching a movie together. I'm talking about just basic levels of intimacy. Like, she described it as like, I had a child, an adult child living in my house for 5 years. And I've heard this exact story from like way too many women. And usually it's because a lot of these dudes come from like very tox mask households, and they just want like a live-in maid. And then once they lose it, they're like, no, wait, I can change. No, I didn't know you were actually going to leave me. No, wait, please. I had a friend who she had the same exact thing happen to her. And then she broke it off and she was like, I'm sorry, this isn't working. Like, this isn't working. I have given you years. I have tried to be there for you. I've tried to be supportive of you. I've tried to help in every way that I can. And then as soon as they break it off, they're like, no, look, bro. Like, I swear I'm going to get my shit together. And then they start going to the gym and they start like trying to take care of themselves. They start like go back to like cooking. They like go back to school or like start applying it for jobs.
Shelly, I want a maid. A maid I can bang.
And then the sad thing is this person I'm talking about, she gave him a second chance and she was like, okay, clearly you've worked on yourself and you care about like being a real person that doesn't just sit home and do nothing all day, you know? And immediately within 1 month goes back to all of his bad habits. Just like every single bad habit. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane. And to be clear, all of the men I'm talking about, by the way, none of them had like any disabilities. It wasn't like someone who's dealing with chronic illness, you know? None of these people had like debilitating illnesses or anything like that, or like even like debilitating like mental illnesses. Like these were all people who were basically neurotypical, able-bodied, just shitty people. It happened to me when I broke off a situation with my most recent ex. We were together for almost 5 years. When I finally called it off, he literally said to my face that he didn't know what he had. LOL. Yep. The amount of men I know and have seen that can't do their laundry is depressing. And so like the thing is, it's like women, the reason why women say, I need to know that you have a job and an apartment is because they don't want to get another like live-in fucking child in their home. If you are capable enough in society to deal with a job, okay, to like have to do your own laundry, to have to like cook for yourself, it's like, okay, got it. I'm not going to become like your mom. And that's why women select for that. There have been like in like the hundreds of women I've met maybe like a handful of women who were actually like the hypergamous, evil, social climbing people they describe. Hi, Kavanso. Thank you for the 3 months. Wanting your partner to be in a stable situation isn't weird or abnormal. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And like in all of these situations, every single one of the women I know would have been fine if the guy just started doing anything at all. Anything. When I broke up with my ex, the first thing he said was, well, our makeup sex is going to be fantastic at least. He actually expected me to go back with him immediately while I was breaking up with him. The delusion. The delusion. Nobody wants a lazy person, no matter the gender. And like, here's the thing. I don't even think it's like, it's not even like laziness. It's just like, I think for a lot of women, they have like ambitions, like obviously like people, because women are people, ambitions and goals and hobbies and things that make them happy, you know? And they want to meet people who are similar to them, that have like ambitions and goals and hobbies and things that make them happy, and like goals and hobbies that aren't just like staying at home and doing nothing all day. I feel like I got super lucky going on 7 years. My girl and I both work full time. I work from home. I take it upon myself to cook, clean, make sure her lunch is packed every day. She does a bunch on the weekend. Yeah. And like, that's it. Like anyone in chat who's like married or in a long-term committed relationship, you know, like that's it. That's it. The bar is, it's literally just, hey, I want to know that you can take care of yourself. And that's it.